Hello, and welcome to the Hermit Lab. Today we're doing Power 45. So this is part of the 25-45 series. This is a Baptiste Power Yoga class in 45 minutes. And hi Marge, here she is. Okay, so like I said, here we are. Welcome to my room. 45 minutes of Power Vinyasa Yoga. Let's get started down on our mats in Child's Pose. So it's important to note that the practice in its complete form is 90 minutes long. So doing it in a 45-minute slot is going to require less time in each position and some cutting and pasting. So be easy with yourself. Of course, wherever you are, take care of yourself and breathe. Let's meet up in a tabletop position and kind of greet our spine together. Inhale, look up for cow. Exhale, round out for cat. Inhale, look all the way up. Exhale, round out, get empty. One more time. Inhale, look all the way up, tuck your toes. Lead with your hips, downward facing dog. And greet this shape too. Pedaling feet, shaking the head. Knowing that down dog is a nice home base for this particular practice and sequence. And if you ever need more of a break, Child's Pose is always there for you. No down dog ever has to be the same to another one. So just enjoy it as it is wherever you are. And let's meet at ragdoll at the top of the mat. Soft knees. You can find elbows if that feels good. Yeah, take up space. Be heavy. Let's find a halfway lift here. Take hands to shins, and recreate that same tabletop shape. Flip the tailbone out, long spine, and then fold once again. You're welcome to keep your feet apart or bring toes to touch. Slowly, softly rise all the way up, tall mountain. One big breath overhead, and hands join at heart center. Let's just share a breath to get started. Deep fill. Open up, empty out. Samastitihi, here we flow. Inhale, tall mountain, reach all the way up. Soft knees, forward fold, get empty. Inhale, halfway lift, maybe it's fingertips. Plant the hands, step back, right foot, left foot to a high plank. Nice and strong. Glide forward, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Flip your feet, upward facing dog. Pull the heart through. Take it back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Eyes forward, step right foot, left foot, halfway lift. Forward fold. Yeah, just getting really specific. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. As to how we travel, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back now, left foot and right foot, chaturanga. Good, inhale, up dog, open. Down dog, empty back. One big breath in, make it last. Inhale. And out. Eyes forward, step left foot and right foot, halfway lift. Uttanasana fold. Rise all the way up, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time plant your hands. Take a lot of little steps back. Keep leaning forward. Chaturanga, there you are. Upward, open. Downward facing, empty. You get a big breath in and a big breath out. Same way to return forward, look forward, lots of little steps, halfway lift, and you fold. Rise all the way up tall. Empty out and bow. Inhale, halfway lift. This time we'll take two little scooches. Plant the hands, scoot once, scoot chaturanga. Good, inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Eyes forward, same return. Scoot a once, scoot a twice, halfway lift. And you fold. Rise all the way up, tall mountain, last day. Empty out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Here tries our first to jump back right to it. Awesome. Upward, big fill. Downward facing land. Inhale. Complete the breath out. Eyes forward. Here's your jump. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Making our way into a different variation of Sun B, starting in chair pose. We'll take a few breaths in all of these positions. Arms high. Sink the hips. So good. Another big breath. Up, up, up. Forward fold. Drop the head. Halfway lift, make space. Find your way to chaturanga. Any of the ones from before work. Open the heart up. Downward dog, step it back. We step right foot forward, warrior one. Arms high. And allow the shoulders to settle. Invite the front knee forward. Yeah, with each breath in, we get a little longer. We open up here, warrior two. Yeah, changing the hips from square to open, still pulling fingers in opposite directions. Get another little inch of depth. Right here, flip and reverse your warrior. Reach all the way up, maybe back. Cartwheel, 2 hands down, frame your front foot, pause. We'll disappear the right leg behind us, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up your hip. Stay here or continue up and over, flip your dog. Feet ground. Follow your top hand, whether that went skyward, overhead, or toward the floor. We'll look down and return. Right hand, blip, 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 down. Left arm up, Vashisthasana, side plank. Your body will tell you where it wants to go, up or down, but we're not here for too long. Just another breath. And catch your chaturanga. Inhale, new air, up dog, refresh. Downward facing dog, we have second side. Left foot forward, warrior one, rise up. And a few breaths to settle here. Yeah, less fuss, more precision, so we can really make each pose last. Even if it's only for a few breaths, open up warrior two. A brief class is a really nice way to make your breath super important. Flip and reverse, big breath up, maybe a little back. Exhale, 2 hands down to plant. Left leg goes away, 3-legged dog behind you. Bend and open up the hips, stay here, or flip dog up and over. Yeah, be precise. Be purposeful, be intentional. Eyes return, left hand down, right arm up, side plank Vashisthasana, second side. You're welcome to take eyes up if that's just going to knock you over. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe you're good where you are. We're already done, chaturanga. Upward, downward facing dog. Let's breathe in, lifting the right leg high. Knee into your nose just once. Inhale all the way up and back. Bring it forward, step between the hands, arms rise up, crescent lunge. A breath to land. Inhale. Hands to heart center, we're moving, breath in. Twist over to the right. You'll notice here that I really self-manipulate. I use my hands to push and pull and yank. It just kind of gets my body locked into place a little better. I keep my hands in prayer, but you're welcome to open the arms up, spin the eyes, stay strong, and open up, warrior two. We've been here before, so let's just breathe in and reverse, go away. Extended side angle, come on forward. I went hands straight to the floor on the inside of the foot. Take what variation works for you. Maybe that's forearm to the thigh, but we're here. Opening. Strong legs, rise back up, warrior two. Flip your thumbs up to the ceiling. We're coming into half moon here, so maybe a little scoot forward. Let's try floating our half moon today. So right fingertips go in the direction of the floor, but they're not going to touch. That's our goal here. Keep working the back leg up. We'll catch it in a forward fold like we meant to go there, even if we ended up falling. Good. Get a halfway lift and a forward fold. Toes together to touch. Utkatasana chair pose, you rise. Hands to heart center. Inhale, make space. We twist again to the right. There I go again, kind of pushing the thigh out of the way. Yeah, push into the palms to twist the ribs around. Exactly. Keep sitting the hips low. Try to get the head higher than the heart. Good girl. And forward fold. Halfway lift, separate your feet. Let's Padangustasana, scoop up the toes, pull the elbows wide and drop the head. Your choice here if you want to kind of move it around a little bit. I like heavy shoulders. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Release your bind and fold. Heel toe your feet together to touch. Sticking in a little bit of balancing here. Soft knees roll all the way up to standing. And find eagle, right side. Right arm wraps under. Right leg up and over. If you want to eventually hook the foot, you got to bend more into that standing leg, which clearly I hate to do. If you're not wrapping, keep it active. From here, untangle the arms, knee up into the chest. We're going right into dancer pose, right side. Find the inner arch of the foot, knees kiss. You can stay right here or kick up and back. Notice that kind of horseshoe shape. I like to reach the other arm straight up rather than dipping forward. It just makes me feel way more lifted and sustained. Awesome. Step it down. 2 arms all the way up overhead. Big breath. Empty out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's find a Malasana squat here. Heel toe the feet wide. Hands to the heart. Just notice how the body feels. We've done a lot on one side. Open the mouth, stick out your tongue. We're coming into Chaturanga. Lean forward. Here's your double scoot. Little scoot 1, little scoot 2. Not like we're going to do that in crow later or anything. Maybe. Spoiler alert. Downward facing dog. We go second side. Are you ready? Left leg rises. Knee into your nose just once. Really high on the ball of the back foot. That'll help. Inhale all the way up and back. Knee into the chest. Step between the hands. Arms rise up on an inhale. Settle into it on an exhale. Good. Another breath in for height and length. Gather hands at heart center. Inhale, make space. And now go twist it over to the left. Yeah, manipulate yourself as much as you need to. Yeah, and whether that's dropping the knee, keeping a hand down, what have you, be inside this twist that you chose for a few meaningful rounds of breath. Open up, warrior two. Land it, flip it, reverse it. Extended side angle, come on forward. Yeah, even here, not too much fuss. If you want to get fancy, you gotta do it quickly. Maybe not quickly is the wrong term, efficiently, right? We don't want to create a sense of urgency, just precision. Rise on up, warrior two. Flip your thumbs up. Here comes half moon, maybe a couple of scooches forward to get you ready for the idea of tipping into your half moon without touching the floor. Back leg, notice, active, foot flex, lifting, rising to sustain you. Give it one more little boost. And forward fold, 2 feet on the ground. Save yourself. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go and fold. Toes kiss, chair pose, sit down, you rise. Hands gather at heart center. Take a breath in to get space. Go twist it out over to the left again. Yeah, push, pull, manipulate. You want to zigzag, head higher than heart, higher than hips, then knees and ankles. So give it a little bit more depth. Twist your eyes. Ugh. Good, and forward fold. Halfway you lift. Separate your feet, step onto your hands, Padahastasana. Pada foot, hasta hand. Foot to hand pose. Bending your knees as much as it takes to make this happen. Really give your hands a treat. Head falls. Halfway lift, get long. Release the bind, forward fold. Heel toe the feet together to touch. We soften the knees, rise all the way up for this little balancing sequence on the left, beginning with eagle, left side. Left arm wraps under, left leg up and over. Nice and easy. And to your own degree. Arms untangle, knee up into the chest. We flip the hip now to dancer, catching the inner arch. Kick knee back, toes up. Yeah, keep reaching skyward with that right hand. See if that gives you a bit better of a balancing point. Equal and opposite directions, swooping up, poking holes in the ceiling. Kick it. Cool, step it down. 2 arms all the way up, big breath. Empty out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Here comes crow pose. Bend the knees, reach forward with the chest, toes up to your butt. We're going to do that same kind of double scoochy back that we've been practicing. As you're ready, heart forward. You get little scoochy 1, scoochy 2 to chaturanga. Upward facing in, downward facing out. Breathe in. Open up. Moving on to grounding. Inhale, rise up, right foot forward, warrior 1. To transition, we open warrior 2. Extend the front knee, bump the hips back, reach forward, Trikonasana triangle pose. I've been liking grabbing onto the ankle, pushing up away from it. Feel half moon in your body here. See if you can kind of recreate that sensation, but now it's almost like we have 3 legs beneath us. Beautiful. Rise yourself all the way up. Turn the right toes over to the left, hands at your hips. Inhale, lift your heart and fold, drop your hands. Get another halfway lift. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Walk your hands back in line with your feet. Elbows wrap toward each other. If the crown of your head is down, maybe your feet pop up. And we all end up in a straddle so that we're experiencing the same leg shape, whether or not our feet are on the floor. Tripods keep working, elbows in rather than out, as we're working toward a equilateral triangle between our 2 hands and our head. Float the feet back down. Let's all lengthen up, halfway lift. Rotate to the top of the mat. Step the back foot up a bit, out a bit. We're going straight into revolved triangle here. So walk your hands over to the right. Left hand plants. Right hand to the hip. Start there. Get really far away from the bottom hand. Maybe right hand to shoulder and eventually all the way up to the sky. Final little bit is twisting the eyes up. I learned this entry from Kino McGregor and I really, really liked it. We kind of forget that in revolved triangle, it comes from the ground up rather than trying to twist and like finding the outside of our foot with our hand at some point. All right, untangle. We're sticking in here a standing split. So drop your head, rise the back leg. I like to give myself a hug, wrapping the right forearm around the right calf. Super active, working that top leg farther away. And nice and easy. Think halfway lift, keep the leg high. Soften the knee up into the heart. We're coming into tree pose. Yeah, find your balance. Feel free to grab the foot and place it. Hands can start at heart center. And then I chose to go, I think here, hands, reverse prayer behind the back, just to give the shoulders something different. My teacher and friend Carson says that if your thumbs are crossed in prayer, then your prayers won't come true. I just think that every time. It's just another way that we can be specific. Beautiful. 2 feet down. Inhale, arms all the way up. Get a big breath in. Empty out, forward fold, drop your head. Halfway lift, make space. Make your way through your flow. Whatever that looks like, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in. Let's go left side. Left foot forward, warrior 1 to rise. Warrior 2 to open. Here comes triangle. Extend the front leg, bump the hips back, reach, and tick-tock it down. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but those are pictures of me in my own room. That's from my time as a Lululemon ambassador. And the top one, I'm doing triangle on the left side. And so it's kind of like, it's very inception here to see this, because my triangles now have improved from that time. My butt's way out up there. I'm learning more and more that it's more about cinching the front body than flipping out the butt. All right, anyway, here we go. Second Prasarita, we rise. You're welcome to take a bind this time. I've laced fingers behind me. Working internal rotation of the shoulders. It helps to have soft knees here. Letting your toes be there for balance. Yeah, maybe a little bit of moving. Sorry, that's Henry. Corona, am I right? Halfway lift, release your bind. We'll come into our revolved triangle now. Scoot the back foot up a bit. Long spine. You can bend that front knee if you like. Walk hands over to the right, to the left. Plant the bottom hand. Find your hip. And then get really far away from that bottom hand. Left hand to shoulder, left hand toward the ceiling if you're starting to feel stacked. And then little by little, we start to take our eyes all the way up to the top fingers to get the entire twist in the spine. Super tricky. Crack it out. Awesome. Drop your head, drop your hands. Here comes standing splits. Almost done in our feet here. Yeah, going for the compression, the fold, and the activity of the upper leg lifting away from you. And then soften, find a halfway lift, rise yourself up. Try not to touch the floor. Nothing's going to explode if you do. We're coming into tree pose on the right side to kind of shoop, tie together this whole standing sequence. This time I took hands behind my back and I interlaced my other thumb on top, the one that I did not do in my bound Prasarita. And then pulled them away from me here, a bit more of like an active shoulder opener. And 2 feet down. Inhale, arms all the way up, up, up. Get even. Empty out, forward fold. Drop your head face to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, make your way through your flow. Inhale to open up. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Empty out. Glide forward to high plank. And lower 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your arms behind you, one cheek to the ground. Comes to back bends. We'll do one of everything today. Kicking things off with locust pose, forehead down. Reach back, lift up. For me, impossible to get my legs together. You're welcome to try. You're welcome to lace hands or just lift up, spreading fingers. And lower down, other cheek to mat. Give it a nice big breath in. And out. Forehead back down, stick with locust or join me for bow. Reach around, catch your feet. Ready, set, kick. Only about 3 breaths here. Maybe use them to rock up and roll forward. Another big breath, up, up, up. Kick with both legs. Easy, you lower down. Good. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. Plant your hands. Find an upward facing dog. Pull the chest through. Downward facing dog. Take it back. We'll come to our knees for camel. I did a little jump. Sit up nice and tall on your legs. You're welcome to take hands to the lower back, starting there, whichever position of the hands works. I went back for both feet. Notice that again, I adjusted to push my hips forward. Heart up, head off. Breathe easy, eyes open. Beautiful. Carefully help yourself back up tall and have a little seat on your feet. All right, we got to get through to our backs. We're going to go a little tall, grande, and venti transition. Plant your hands. Just practice lifting your seat up. 1. Here comes lift up the seat and the feet. Hup. The last one, can we jump, cross the ankles, and get all the way through? I don't know, maybe it's pretty messy. That was the idea. Okay, let's come on down. Plant the feet, reach forward, roll all the way down to your back. Bring your feet nice and close. Here comes bridge pose. Plant down, lift up. Feel free to lace fingers or not. Big press. And lower down. Here comes your wheel pose. Feel free to stick with bridge if you like. If you're ready for wheel, plant your feet, find your hands by your ears. Elbows wrap in toward each other, press down, and you rise. For even more, lengthen the neck, look eyes down at the ground, in between your hands. Yeah, keep maybe rocking, offering your heart to the wall behind you. And tuck your chin, slowly lower down. All right, what did I say? One of everything? I think so. So that means we have 1 bonus back bend. I'm going to stand up and do a drop back. If you want to do anything else, repeat a bridge or another wheel, what have you. Maybe go to the wall and do a wall walk. Kind of a little back bend recess here for yourself. She's going to lift up, reach back. Try not to lift your heels. Slow the momentum on the back bend. Know that we'll meet in Supta Baddha Konasana at the end of this one. Here she stands, up, up, up. Gets her pelvis beneath her at the top. Shoop. Beautiful. And here we meet Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees apart, arms wherever they wanted to go. And give in to that instinct, whether they're overhead or they're on you or they're out to a T. Hug your knees, and here's a happy baby if you like it. Catch outer feet or inner feet, making sure the chin's lower than the nose. Hug knees into your heart. We'll take just the tiniest bit of abs here. I like to place hands underneath the seat. Extend the legs straight up to the ceiling. We'll start with pointed feet. Breathe in. Exhale, lower a third. Breathe in. Lower another third. Breathe in. And lower to a hover. I don't believe in the 2 inches thing. Swim, because if I go 2 inches, my lower back pops up off the floor. We want to keep the back down. Rise back up. Let's flex the feet and find first position. Heels in, toes out. Lower a third. Lower another third. And then come to your lowest point. Lift your head up and click your heels together like there's no place like home. And you rise. The inverse now, toes in, heels out. Lower halfway down. A third. Another third. Lift up, look at your feet, and scissor the legs. Think inner thighs. Super gross, sickled feet. And rise all the way up. And hug them on in. A little side to side. And we'll flip this all inside out. Rock and roll. Come up to a seat, plant your feet, reach your hands behind you. Let's take reverse tabletop right here. Press down, lift up. Hips up, heart up, head off. Breath in. Feel free to stick out your tongue. Yeah, let that go. All right, we're going to come right into double pigeon from here. Cross your right ankle over the left knee. do the twirl test, which basically just means that your ankle's on the outside. You're welcome to walk your chest forward. If this is enough for you, stay here. Otherwise, begin to scoot your left foot over. Sit up nice and tall. You can stay right here, or you can take your hands to the leg that's on top. I like to kind of lean forward for a little bit and press my forearms onto it. And if you're still going, you can start to fold it all the way down. This is a great time to have a block, whether it's under your forehead, under your top knee, or even under your bottom knee. If you're folded, start to rise up. We got to untangle the legs. Somehow we landed in a boat pose. Let's straighten just for a moment. And that is enough of that. And plant the hands. Let's try other side. Left ankle up and over, twirl test. Again, just to make sure that your ankle's all the way off of your leg. Keep the foot flexed. Invite your chest forward a little bit more. Keep pushing left knee away. If this is enough for you, stay right here. Or scoot the right foot over. We're trying to go for parallel lines. So I like to scoot the hips back a little bit. You can keep yourself up. Offer a little pressure down onto that shin that's on top with your elbows. Or go all the way down and find a way to release the neck. Rise yourself back up. Fall into your boat one more time. Sorry. Let's extend the legs. And okay. Come on up to hands and knees. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. We're coming into frog pose today. So turn sideways. I'm going to roll up my mat like so. So if your knees kind of get bothered by this, there's that. Okay, my arms are going to be your legs. So hip to the knee is one line. There's your heel and there's your foot. Yeah, so right angles everywhere. I'm going to come forward, start on my hands, take my knees wide, check them out, come on down eventually to forearms. And unless you want to get stuck in some like horrible hybrid of a forearm plank and a frog, you really might surprise yourself that even if your hips are up, it might actually be quite relieving to let your chest rest on the floor or on a pillow or on a block. And know that if you're really comfortable in frog, like if your pelvis is all the way down on the ground, essentially this is just a modification for Samokkonasana, which means middle splits or same angle pose. Our knees all like to react differently to this. I promise your legs are not going to snap off, even if they feel like that. Plant the hands, help yourself up. Make your own creative way out of this. We'll end up back on a seat on our mat. And a really nice way to reset after frog is a bit of a front body opener, aka back bend. So we've got 3 choices. 3 options. Very good. We've got another bridge pose. We've got a reverse tabletop or a wheel. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a really nice way to open up the hips one more time. So either reverse tabletop, bridge, or wheel. Up you go. Take a few rounds of breath. Open the front of the body again. Nice. And come on down. Let's meet in a full body stretch. Feel Tadasana here. Feel tall mountain on your back. So thumbs on the ground, and then maybe they just float. Feet super flexed and active. Begin to reach both hands toward the ceiling, palms toward each other. Curl chin into chest. We're trying to come up to a seat without that kind of cranky moment. Inhale, arms all the way up. Walk your hips back. Let's take a bow right here. Find something to hold on to, toes, feet, what have you. Get another halfway lift and fold. Paschimottanasana. So we opened up front body, and here we are opening up back body. Just constantly inverting our energies. It's a real full body experience. Eyes forward, come on up to a seat. Reach your arms forward, and let's walk our hips toward the top of our mat just so we've got room behind us. Good. 2, slowly lower all the way down one more time. All right, coming into a little inversion series. You're welcome to hang out right here with your legs up in Viparita Karani. You can also add your arms too and just kind of dangle right here. Rolling wrists and ankles. I'm going to walk you through shoulder stand, and there will be an option later to do a headstand with me as well. So let's take a shoulder stand. Roll back, catch the hips. I tend to skip this entirely in class when it's called. Honestly, I go straight to headstand just because I like it more. But there's some teachers that argue that this particular shoulder stand series is like super, super important and not to be skipped. As you're ready, take your toes behind you for plow, halasana, working for straight legs and pointed feet. And if that happens and the toes land on the ground, then you can take arms long in front of you, maybe even lacing fingers together, getting the shoulders toward one another. And I really think it's more of a matter of like discipline. Like maybe I should do this because I hate doing it. Bend the knees, deaf man's pose. Because it can be tricky, right? It's kind of hard to breathe. You feel really like congested and claustrophobic. Maybe it's really more for a lesson in patience. Plant the hands. Let's roll all the way down, nice and easy, nice and controlled. We're coming into fish pose. Legs long, slip your fingers under your seat. On your elbows, puff your heart up, drop your head off. Big breath in. Let it go. And lower all the way down to your back. All right, so like I said, we have one more inversion. You're welcome to recreate this Viparita Karani, maybe 2 arms up as well. If you want to flip over to a wall, take legs up the wall, hang out here, even through the rest of Shavasana and kind of just be done. Or like I said, I'm going to come into classical bound headstand. Lace fingers together, pour the crown of the head into the floor. Push shoulders down the back, working a pike press all the way up. Yeah, we don't want to be jumping into a headstand just to keep the neck safe. I am also not too big of a fan of using a wall for an inversion practice, because the muscle memory that it takes to get up there is super important. I see a lot of people just kind of go up to a wall and then try to like counter backwards, and that's really not going to help you in the long run. If you're comfortable in your headstand, you can pike down halfway with me, seeing your toes. The butt will go out a little bit as we come into this piked position. And then tap your toes down, lift it all the way back up, find your line once more. I was pleasantly surprised to find that after I filmed this, the going up and coming down was 1 minute perfectly. Take a little child's pose. My immediate go-to after headstand is to lace my fingers behind my head. It just feels so good to like smush the forehead down even more. We'll all end up eventually on our backs together. Unless you're at the wall and you want to stay there, like I said, help yourself. I just made my way up and rolled down one more time. Bump the hips over to the right. Knees fall to the left for a supine twist. I took my arm overhead today to get a little bit of length in the right body. Any variation of legs that you like are totally up to you. Change to the other side, plant your feet, bump your hips to the left as we drop knees to the right. I like a tiny tucked position like you see here, but if you like eagle or maybe knees lower than your navel or even lower than in line with your pelvis, it'll hit you in a different place in the back. Hit, maybe that's not the right word. Yeah, invite the head over. Come on back to center. Plant the feet. Let's start off with constructive rest. Feet to the outer edges of your mat, knees knocking together. This can be a nice way to rest if you don't like being on your back, if it kind of bothers your lower back. You can also try on the inverse and enjoy a hip opener as you fall asleep. Feet together, knees apart, Supta Baddha. And if you like that, you can stay right here for the next few minutes or extend one leg, 2 legs long. I let my hands drop by the sides, but find a restful position that works for you. Together, big breath in and a big breath out. And just leave it alone for the next couple of minutes. I'll be back to wake you up soon. Shavasana. Enjoy a long new breath in. Send a long old breath out. And if you're feeling complete here, you're welcome to close as you are. If you want to wake up with me, find some fingers and toes. Maybe the back of your head side to side, rolling wrists, twirling ankles. A full body stretch is here for you if you want it. Arms long, legs long, bodies long. And pit stop over on your favorite side. Let it actually be a comfortable place to land for a complete round of breath. And eyes heavy or closed, help yourself up to an easy seat. Taking note of those anchor points beneath you, shoulders heavy down the back, ears getting lifted up. Hopefully feeling a little more like yourself. Hands find each other at heart center, and as we begin, big breath in. Open up, side out. Thumb knuckles rise up between the brow. Acknowledge yourself, your work that you're willing to do for yourself, and take a bow. Awesome work, you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed your 45 minutes of power yoga and you're feeling a little fresh. Love you all. Woo! And I'll see you soon. Back in the Hermit Lab, whatever it is. Bye.